You already have a world-class English coach on your phone right now. It's available 24 hours a day. It never gets impatient. It will practice the same conversation with you 100 times without sighing. It will correct your grammar, fix your pronunciation, play any character you need, and adapt completely to your level, your job, in your life. And it's mostly free. It's AI. And I want to show you exactly how to use it because I promise you, if you're like most English learners, you're not using it the right way. I'm not going to give you 5 quick tips. I'm going to give you a complete system. The same framework I built into my 30-day course that covers speaking, vocabulary, listening, pronunciation, and writing. Every skill, one system, and you can start using it today. Let's go. Before I show you what works, I need to show you what doesn't, because most people are making the same mistake. Here's how the average English learner uses AI. They open it up and they type something like, "How do you say, 'I'm sorry, I'm late,' more formally?" AI gives them 3 options. They screenshot it, maybe save it somewhere, and then they close the app. And that's it. Now, is that useful? Yes, a little bit. But is that learning? No. That's looking something up. That's a smarter Google search. You could do that with a dictionary. Here's the problem. You didn't speak, you didn't practice, you didn't feel the discomfort of trying to find words and failing and trying again. You got an answer, but you didn't build a skill. And those are 2 completely different things. The second mistake I see, and this one is for people who've used AI a bit more, is vague prompts. They type, "Let's practice English conversation." And AI says, "Sure, what would you like to talk about?" And the conversation is fine, but it's generic. It doesn't know you're a nurse. It doesn't know you struggle when someone speaks too fast. It doesn't know your goal is to give presentations at work without freezing. It doesn't know any of that because you never told it. Here's the mindset shift that changes everything. Stop using AI to get answers. Start using it as a practice partner. The difference is massive. A dictionary gives you answers. A coach creates situations where you have to find the answers yourself and then tells you where you went wrong. AI can be both. Most people only use it as the first. Okay, let's get into the system. There are 5 areas where AI can genuinely transform your English. I'm going to walk through each one. And for each one, I'm going to give you a specific prompt you can use today. No vague idea, an actual prompt. Speaking. This is the big one. Speaking is where most learners feel the most stuck and get the least practice. Why? Because you need someone to speak with. And finding a patient, available, non-judgmental person who speaks fluent English and wants to practice with you for free, that's hard. AI solves this completely. Here's what not to do. Don't just say, "Let's have a conversation." That's too open. You need pressure, context, and structure. Here's a prompt that works. I want to practice a job interview in English. I'm put your job in there, applying for put the position in there. My English level is around B1 to B2. Please play the interviewer. Ask me one question at a time. Do not correct me mid-conversation. Let me finish speaking. After 5 questions, stop and give me feedback on my fluency, my vocabulary choices, and any grammar patterns I repeated. That prompt does 4 things. It gives context. It sets the level. It tells the AI how to behave during the role play, and it tells AI when and how to give feedback. Now, here's the extra tip. When you lose your words mid answer, which you will, don't stop. Don't type sorry. I don't know how to say this. Keep going. Approximate. Use simpler words. Then at the end, ask AI, I struggled to express one idea clearly. Can you show me a better way to say it? That is speaking practice, real speaking practice, the kind that builds fluency, not just vocabulary. Most learners use AI for vocabulary the wrong way. They ask, what does resilient mean? AI explains it. They move on. The problem is that reading a definition does almost nothing for long-term memory. You need to use the word in your context multiple times in sentences that are actually about your life. Here's the prompt. I want to learn the word resilient deeply. First, explain it simply. Then give me 3 example sentences. One from a business context, one from a personal story, one from a difficult situation. Then ask me to write my own sentence using the word. Correct me if I use it wrong. That's vocabulary acquisition, not lookup, acquisition. And here's the advanced version. When you find a word you want to own, not just understand, but actually use naturally, do this. Give me 5 questions I might be asked in a normal conversation where resilient would be a natural answer. Ask me one at a time and wait for my response. Now you're practicing retrieval under pressure. That's how the word moves from your passive vocabulary, words you recognize, into your active vocabulary, words you actually use when you speak. When it comes to listening, AI can't replace real audio practice. You still need podcasts, films, and real conversations for that. But AI supercharges your listening work in 2 powerful ways. First, comprehension support. When you're watching something in English and you don't understand a section, even after rewinding, paste the transcript into AI and ask, explain what's happening in this section. What are the informal expressions being used? Why does the speaker say it this way? You'll get more out of 10 minutes of a podcast with that kind of analysis than from passively listening for an hour. Second, shadow speaking practice. Ask AI this. By the way, I put all of the prompts from today's lesson in the video description. Give me a 60-second monologue spoken by a confident professional explaining, put in a topic you care about at a B2 level. Use natural spoken English. Contractions, pauses, informal connectors. Read it out loud. Record yourself. Listen back. Then read it again and try to match the rhythm and natural stress of a native speaker. That's shadow speaking. And AI can generate unlimited material that's calibrated exactly to your level. Pronunciation. This is where most learners assume AI can't help because AI is text-based. But that's not quite right. AI can't hear you, that's true, but it can do something teachers often don't have time to do. Explain exactly how a sound is made. Try this. I am a Spanish speaker and I struggle with the English TH sound. Explain where my tongue should be, how my breath should move, and what common mistakes Spanish speakers make with this sound. Then give me 10 minimal pairs to practice. 2 words that sound the same except for this sound, starting simple and getting harder. Minimal pairs are words like think and sink, or this and this. Practicing them trains your ear and your mouth at the same time. The other technique, paste a paragraph you have to present at work into AI and ask it to rewrite every difficult word phonetically, the way it actually sounds in spoken English. Comfortable becomes comfortable. Suddenly, a word that felt intimidating becomes simple. Writing. I want to be very clear here. Do not ask AI to write for you. I know it's tempting. You need a work email. AI writes it in 3 seconds. You send it, done. But you've learned absolutely nothing. You haven't practiced. You've outsourced the thinking. Here's what to do instead. Write the email yourself first. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. Then paste it into AI and say, this is an email I wrote. Please correct any grammar or vocabulary mistakes, but don't rewrite the whole thing. Just mark what's wrong and explain why. Then ask me to rewrite the problem sentences myself. That correction rewrite loop is where the learning happens. You write, AI shows you the gap, you close the gap yourself. Then AI checks again. After a few weeks of this, you stop making the same mistakes. That's how writing and grammar actually improves, not from studying rules, from using the language, getting corrected, and adjusting. Okay, 5 skill areas. But how do you actually make this a habit? Here's the daily workflow I recommend. 20 minutes, 3 parts. 5 minutes as your warm-up. Start with something low stakes. Paste a sentence you said or wrote yesterday and ask the AI to improve it. Ask for a word of the day with context sentences in your field, or just write 3 sentences about your morning in English and ask for a quick correction. This isn't the main practice. It's just waking up your English brain. 10 minutes of core practice. Pick one skill area and go deep. On Monday, speaking role play. Tuesday, a vocabulary deep dive. Wednesday, a writing correction loop. You don't need to do everything every day. You need to do something every day. The final 5 minutes, reflection. This is the step almost everyone skips. At the end of your practice, ask AI. Based on our conversation today, what were my 3 main weaknesses? What specific patterns did you notice? What should I focus on next time? Write down the answer. Keep a running list. Over time, you will see your real fluency blockers. Not what you think your problems are, but what they actually are. That insight is something most learners never get. 20 minutes every day, that consistency will do more for your English than a 2-hour lesson once a week. Let me show you what this actually looks like. I'm going to set up a speaking role play right now. Watch the prompt. I want to practice a difficult work conversation in English. I need to tell my manager that a project will be delayed. Play my manager. Be realistic. A little frustrated, but professional. My English level is B2. Ask me one question at a time. Don't correct me during the conversation. After 5 exchanges, pause and give me feedback.
Got it. I'm your manager. All right. Talk to me. What's going on?
Well, I just spoke with a client, and it turns out that a project is going to be delayed on their side.
Okay. Thanks for telling me. What's driving the delay and how certain is that?
That's a good question. I'm not sure exactly what's causing the delay. However, they were pretty adamant that it's not going to be started for 2 months still.
All right, got it. What impact does that have on our timeline or deliverables right now?
Well, for us, that's going to mean that the purchase order can't be sent for another 2 months.
Okay. And what's the biggest risk or consequence if that slip happens on our side?
Well, we would risk losing the entire project, the entire deal with this client.
All right. That's serious. Next question. What's your main ask of me in this situation?
Um, I'm not really sure. I think it would be helpful if we could schedule a call with their team and ours and try to work through a solution together.
All right. That's clear. So you want a joint call soon to align and problem solve. One
Yes.
more thing, but who exactly needs to be on that call?
Yourself and me and the three people from their team. They're two senior managers and the person I've been working with closely on their team.
Got it. Pause. Quick feedback. You were clear about the facts and the urgency, which is good. What to tighten next time? Lead with a simple headline like, I need to flag a delay risk and propose a plan. Then give the why in one sentence. Then the ask. Keep the tone calm and ownership focused, not defensive.
What do you mean by not defensive?
I mean, avoid sounding like you're justifying or protecting yourself from blame. Instead of, it's their fault or I couldn't help it, focus on what you can do next. For example, here's the risk and here's a plan we can execute. That keeps you looking steady and reliable.
That is a coaching session for free on your phone, available right now. The only variable is how well you set it up. And now you know how. Here are 3 mistakes to avoid. Quick ones. Mistake 1. Using AI to avoid discomfort. If you're asking AI to translate your sentences instead of building them yourself, you're using it as a crutch. The discomfort of not knowing how to say something is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're learning. Sit in it, approximate, try. That struggle is the practice. Mistake 2, starting every conversation from zero. Every time you open a new AI chat, the AI remembers nothing about you. Your level, your job, your goals, gone. Fix this by building a personal context block. You can paste at the start of any new session. My name is from my English level is, my main goal is, my biggest weakness is. Keep this in mind throughout our session. Save that in your notes. Paste it every time. 10 seconds, and suddenly AI knows you, and every session is personalized from the first message. Mistake 3, treating correction as the end point. When AI corrects you, that's the beginning of the work, not the end. Read the correction, understand why, then close the feedback and rewrite the sentence from memory without looking. If you can't, you haven't learned it yet. Do it again. Correction tells you where the gap is. Rewriting closes it. So here's where you are right now. You have a framework, 5 skill areas, each with a practical approach. You have a daily workflow, 20 minutes, 3 stages. You have specific prompts you can use today in the description, by the way. And you know the 3 mistakes to avoid. You have a system, and a system is what actually changes your English. Not more vocabulary lists, not more passive watching, not more grammar rules. The secret isn't studying more, it's practicing more. The right way with the right structure consistently. AI makes that possible for the first time in history. You don't need a teacher available at 11 p.m. when you're nervous about a presentation tomorrow. You don't need to be embarrassed in front of another person when you lose your words. You can practice as much as you want, as often as you want, and build real fluency on your own terms. Start today. Open AI. Paste a prompt from this video, do 10 minutes, see what happens. And if you want the complete guided version, 30 days of structured lessons, your personalized fluency profile, and the exact prompt library that makes all of this work together, that's what I built inside the English Perfectus AI fluency system. The link is below. The first 7 days are completely free. No credit cards are required. I'll see you in there.